right, let's just jump right into it. We're going to tackle one of the biggest, most common hurdles for, well, any student really. How do you find a research topic that you're actually excited about? Oh, you know the feeling, right? The professor drops that big research paper assignment, and you're just staring at a blank page. Your mind is just nothing. It's that awful, overwhelming feeling of being completely stuck. But here's the good news. There's actually a way to turn that blank page into a roadmap. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to build that roadmap together, one step at a time, to get you from stuck to totally confident. Okay, so first things first, we have to get one really important thing straight. The difference between just asking a question and asking a research question. Seriously, this is the foundation for everything else. So check this out. You've got two kinds of questions. On one hand, you have an inquiry question, like, why does the sun rise in the east? The answer's already out there, right? You can just look it up in a book. But then you have a research question, something like, how does TikTok affect study habits? Now that's different. There's no single easy answer for that. You'd have to go out and actually investigate it. And that's the whole point. What you're looking for is a research-worthy question. It's a question that even an expert couldn't just answer for you because it needs new data, new information from the real world. That little gap in our knowledge, that's your sweet spot. That's where great research happens. All right, so we get it. We need a research-worthy question. But how in the world do you actually find one? Well, that's what we're tackling next. Let's look at how you can take just a general idea and turn it into a real focused topic. I like to call this the research blueprint. It's a super simple 4-step process. You start with something you're broadly interested in, what we call a central phenomenon. Then you do a little digging to see what's already out there. You find a specific problem or a gap in the knowledge, and just like that, bam, you've got a focus subject. Let's make this real. Imagine your broad interest is something like bullying in schools. So you start reading up on it, and you see a lot of studies say it lowers self-esteem. Okay, cool. But then you notice something. Not many people are talking about how it affects grades. Aha! There's your gap. That's your research problem. And suddenly, your topic isn't just bullying anymore. It's bullying and academic performance. See how that works? We went from super broad to super focused. Okay, so you think you've got a topic. Awesome. But hold on a second. Now it's time for a little reality check. Because let's be honest, a great idea is only great if you can actually do the research. So this next part is all about being practical and making sure your topic is really feasible. And you've got to be really honest with yourself. Ask these questions. Am I really interested in this? Enough to spend weeks or months on it? Is there enough information out there to even get started? Is this topic still relevant? And probably the most important one, do I actually have the resources, like the time, the money, the access to people to pull this off? This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Don't pick AI in brain surgery if you have no access to surgeons. It's blunt, but it's true. It's all about resources. If you can't get to the data, your project is a non-starter. Simple as that. So the smart move is to pick something that's actually within your reach. You can still be interested in a huge topic like AI. Just bring it down to your level. Instead of AI in surgery, how about studying the use of AI apps by students? Now that's something you can probably investigate. That's a topic you can really own. Okay, you've got a topic. It's feasible. Now for the fun part. How do you make it unique? How do you make it stand out from the crowd? This next bit is kind of like the secret sauce. We're going to look at some fantastic tips from a researcher named Creswell on how to make your project pop. Look, you don't have to reinvent the wheel here. You just have to give it a cool new spin. Maybe you take a common topic, but you study it in a really unusual place. Or you focus on a very specific, unique group of people. Heck, even just the way you collect your information can make all the difference and take your project from meh to wow. Here's a great example of what I mean. Everybody studies student stress. It's a huge topic. But what if you zero in on stress among student gamers during exams? Whoa, all of a sudden, that's way more interesting, right? It's fresh, it's specific, and it gives you a unique angle. And think about how you get your info. Sure, you can do a normal survey. That's fine. But what if, instead, you asked participants to keep a diary for a week? Imagine the rich, personal stories you'd get. That's the kind of creative thinking that can lead to some really cool discoveries. All right, we're on the home stretch now.
For this last section, let's talk about some common traps people fall into. Think of this as one final look over to make sure your topic is solid and ready to go.
You really want to be careful with these. Super controversial topics can just be emotionally draining. And if something is way too technical, you might get in over your head. But honestly, the biggest mistake I see is scope. Your topic is either way too big or it's way too small. Finding that just right Goldilocks zone is absolutely crucial. Let me show you exactly how to fix a topic that's too broad. If your topic is global warming, where do you even start? It's just too big. But what if you narrowed it way down to something like the effects of local heat waves on the attendance of grade 9 students? See? Now that's something you can actually research. It's specific, it's manageable, and you've taken this massive global problem and made it local. So after all this, you might be thinking, okay, this is great, but where do I even find these ideas to begin with? The answer, believe it or not, is probably right in front of you. Seriously, inspiration is everywhere. It's on social media, in the news, in books and articles you're already reading for other classes. It can even come from your job. You might see a news story about teenagers not getting enough sleep and think, I wonder how that affects their grades. You just have to tune in and keep your eyes open for those little sparks. So, you see, that blank page isn't so scary anymore, is it? It's really just an opportunity. You have the blueprint now, and there's a whole world of amazing questions just waiting to be answered. So the real question is, what are you going to discover?